Hi there, Sable Aradia back here again. I figured it was time for an update on my Okanagan Library Reading Challenge, where I'm at and how I'm doing. But before I talk about that, I'd like to talk more about the Worlds Without End reading challenges because I've been doing them in conjunction and I've mentioned them, and I figured that people might want to know more about how they work and where I'm at with those. So as I think I've said before, worldswithoutend.com is a science fiction and fantasy website that has forums and reviews on different sci-fi fantasy books. It's kind of like Goodreads in a way, but it's got a tighter focus. Forum members create their own reading challenges. That's why they call it the Roll Your Own Reading Challenge. And the forum members will set the criteria for each of the challenges and determine the number of books that you have to read, and most of them have a beginners to master's level, 4 different levels of challenge that you can do. Now the challenge that I'm the farthest ahead with is the SF Masterworks Reading Challenge, which concludes in August. The conditions for this one are to read 12 books out of the SF Masterworks imprint, and I've also created a Goodreads reading club for that. The link will be below. The Women of Genre Fiction Reading Challenge requires you to read 12 books in 12 months by new to you women authors. The master level encourages you to read 24 books, which is what I'm doing. So far, I have read 9 of them. I've done 8 books for the LGBTQ Speculative Fiction Challenge. I've mentioned the criteria for that one before. I've done 7 space opera books so far this year. 6 of the 12 awards, 12 months, and how that works is that they have to be award-winning or award-nominated science fiction or fantasy. I've done 6 of the Apocalypse Now challenge to this date, which I came up with, and 1 of the high fantasy challenge books. And of course, I'm overlapping those challenges wherever possible, so some of the books I've read were suited to up to 3 of them. So the total books read and the total done for the challenges won't quite match. So today I can add 1 more to my Apocalypse Now list, and that would be Alas Babylon by Pat Frank. And it's also suited for my bingo card for recommended by a friend. My partner reads a lot of science fiction and he's read a lot more of it than I have, so he often has good suggestions. When I was talking about the Apocalypse Now challenge, he said, "Oh, well, have you read Alas Babylon?" So that's why I read it. I really liked it. I thought it was one of the most human apocalypse stories that I've ever read. It was very much about people being people in a difficult situation. It's set in Florida in 1958, so one does have to make some allowances. Really great book. Really liked it. Very interesting to contrast this one with The Death of Grass by John Christopher, which I also read for the Apocalypse Now challenge, in which the thesis of his book seemed to be that when disaster strikes, everybody will descend into savagery and, randomly kill and rape each other just because they can, right? The people in the little town in which this book takes place pulled together to try to survive through mutual benefit. Good stuff. Really liked it a lot. Now then, I'll just take my handy dandy bingo marker and I'll go to my scorecard here. And there we are. And I guess that's it for now. I've already started reading The Return of Tarzan by Edgar Rice Burroughs. That's going to be for set in Africa and part of a series. So I'm a bit at a loss. The book I intended to read for the non-fiction portion, I can't read because I started it too early. So I'm looking for something non-fiction to read. And I want to know what you guys are interested in seeing. I tend to read stuff about paganism, Wicca, metaphysics. I tend to read things about world history, in particular medieval or nautical history, war history, that sort of thing. And I'm also trying to bring myself up to speed a bit in terms of the popular understanding of quantum physics. So, what subject would you like me to do a bit of a review on? Would you like it to be historical, scientific, or metaphysical? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys next time.